Gavin, there's obvious coincidence that the Mriacle anniversary is now, so that's obviously newsworthy for us.
Is that today?
So we'll certainly plug the meeting, the movie rather. But could you just give us a second on it's such an important thing for American sports and the old 1980 Olympic team.
I remember watching that game when I was a little boy. I was like, inches from the television, and you're not even aware back then that it was actually taped. And the game was over, and I remember in my neighborhood, I grew up on Long Island, the middle class, and like everyone was out with pots and pans, banging, celebrating like it was New Year's Eve, and so that was such an indelible moment in my life where I just remember literally where I was when it happened. So when the opportunity was presented to bring that story to life, for me it became this sort of like archaeological dig. And the more I got to know the players and Herb, it became sort of like Rashomon in a way, because all the players and Herb had a very different perspective on the same exact.
No, I scored that goal.
Including like those big moments, like just all the little moments of getting there, like Norway and the skating when he pushed. Like everyone had a different perspective on, which was liberating as a storyteller, because I can kind of take an amalgam of all these different conversations I had with the different players and make it into. I'll give you one funny story. Herb Brooks. I called up Herb one day and I said, Herb, why did it take you 3 months to pick the team? Because he went to, it was the IOC and all these different Olympic committees that had to show up and were watching. They went through 3 months of trials. And I said, why did you take 3 months? He was explaining how it was all politics. And he had to go through, just jumping through all these hoops. He was so grateful to finally be able to coach his team. And I said, well, did you know your team going in? Like day one? He said, yeah. He goes, I actually wrote the team down on a piece of paper. And he goes, and I spent 3 months kind of bullshitting my way. And he goes, and after 3 months when I had to pick the team, it was the exact same team as I had day one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said to him, I go, look, so I was explaining to him like movie language. I said, if in the movie, because the way the script was written, I go, like it's written where for 3 months we're watching you. I go, you know what I think would be really interesting? I go, but I need to talk to you about this. I said, what I'd like to do in the movie is have you pick the team in one day. And I said, I would never suggest that, but you just told me you actually knew your team going in. So this isn't a documentary. It's the spirit of the story. So I said, would you have chosen your team in one day? And he said, oh, yeah, I had it. Of course I would have. So I said, well, in the movie, we're going to like re-mythologize this. And I go, because I'm going to have you pick it. And he loved that idea. So you see, and I go, because now you're going to piss everybody off. You ruffle all the feathers. And I go, that's who you are. And I go, it's good movie. It's good storytelling.
Was that a real quote that this day can beat us 9 times out of 10, but not today? I consider that one of, if not the best sports movie quote. Definitely top. It's world class.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome,